Hello and welcome to SupYoLo. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host Dalton Hahn, and today I have a brand new band that I discovered through a mutual friend. Stay tuned to find out who it is. This is Ohio Wild.
Hi, I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Jim.
So, Allison, Jim, when did you guys start this band?
My fiance and I had initially seen Jim at an open mic at New Way. This was maybe 6 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And we thought he was really good and just really original, quirky, great lyrics, and he has a certain dance that he does on stage. And so we saw him the first time then, and Jim had already known of Josh's band, The High Strung. And so there was sort of a connection there. So then Josh had a book come out and we did a book tour, and he came out to the book reading. And then afterwards, we all hung out that night, and we did some singing then, and it really hit it off, and it was a great night. He even found a $100 bill on the ground, which was really crazy.
That is such a lucky night.
Yes,
on
very
the sidewalk.
serendipitous.
And symbolic.
Yes. So then, fast forward to a year ago, last November, he had moved back from Chicago. And
Jim, right?
Jim moved back from Chicago, yep. And he just was kind of reaching out to some people that he knew around the area, and he wrote us and wrote me like, hey, do you want to get together and do some music playing or some singing? And I was like, yeah, that sounds amazing. And it just, I don't know, it was just very smooth, and we really clicked.
Can you tell us a little bit about the experience you've been playing live, or what you've been doing so far?
We released an album.
We haven't had an official release show for it yet, but it's on every place that you can find music: Spotify, Apple Music.
What's it called?
Ohio Wild's Greatest Hits.
Awesome.
So it's 21 songs. It's all that collection of songs that Allison and I put together, and we've been performing these songs in the world. We played at the Loving Touch in Ferndale. And,
awesome, great place.
Yeah. UFO Factory most recently for our good pals, The High Strung. They had a record release show. We played with them. And we also played the Pig and Whiskey Festival over the summer in Ferndale. So
can you give us a little bit of insight on your creative process and how you come about getting to a final song, a finished song?
I like to watch a lot of nature documentaries.
Yeah.
And let's say Blue Planet on the BBC.
Yeah.
They had a great episode about caves, and there's just one word that hits you, stalagmite, or...
Not your typical words to sing in a song.
No.
It was interesting.
Something you'd find classified in a nature series of textbooks or something from the 60s.
Yeah, but your music is really unique, and it actually, you can feel the vibes that you guys and the emotions that you were playing while you're listening to it, because it's just it feels so personal. So I'm just curious, how do you get to a finished song?
We have a very similar sensibility in terms of melodies and the types of chords that we like, and the types of things that we sing about, although I think maybe my lyrics tend to fall more on the personal side of the spectrum, and he seems his lyrics are more maybe all-encompassing or writing about more grand themes, like things in nature.
So it sounds a little bit like you write about the world and you write about your world.
I think we're both into the same sort of very open-minded in terms of music in general. We both like a lot of different stuff. Maybe not as much modern music. I think we're both into a lot of the older stuff.
But that's making a comeback nowadays. The styles, being able to mix old style with a little bit of modern influence coming from the brains of a modern world. That's coming. That's on a comeback.
So in our album that we recorded with Jim Diamond, who is a really well renowned studio producer.
Big. That's huge.
And The High Strung was actually recording their most recent album with him, and so we ended up collaborating at the same place. And we just decided that we didn't really need anything else in terms of, doing a whole lot of different takes and other instruments, and we just went in and live recorded all the songs.
Wow.
So
you're telling me you don't use auto-tune? What? That's crazy.
Yeah. One time, several years ago, I bought a drum machine, and it was just like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome, you know? Yeah. And I was just like, couldn't figure out how to work it. Didn't sound like a human. And I traded it back in, and I exchanged it for a classical guitar, which I play today.
Awesome.
And I've never gone back.
So for the people who really want to hear your music or support you or find you, how can they do that?
We are available on most streaming services on the World Wide Web. OhioWild.bandcamp.com is a great way to listen to our album.
It's also on Spotify. The album's called Ohio Wild's Greatest Hits.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's our first album, but it's the greatest hits. So.
What's the next move for Ohio Wild?
Yeah, we have about 15 or so songs lined up for a new album.
We actually recorded a music video last April, like last March and April, basically. And I did a lot of editing on it, and I'm not quite finished with it, but I'm going to release that for one of the songs on the last album. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks here.
Awesome. There will be a link for that in the description below as soon as it comes out.
Yes. And we do plan on having a more proper release show for this album as well.
Awesome.
Haven't picked a date or a location yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know.
So I've got one more question for you. Would you two be willing to perform live for us here?
Absolutely.
Absolutely? All right. We're going to hit the studio and get right back to you.
Hello. We're Ohio Wild, and this song is called Somersault.
Twinkle your eyes. Lunch comes between breakfast and dinner. Gonna somersault through the valley of sinners. Come and join hands for a waltzing hallelujah, and send hugs and kisses from a pigeon that flies. Save your prayers for Jesus, don't waste them away. Heaven shines through when it's cloudy and gray. Heaven shines through the gray and cloudy skies. Let the light touch upon you and twinkle your eyes. And some men ugly, no losers, no winners, gonna somersault through the valley of sinners. Heaven shines through the gray and cloudy skies. Let the light touch upon you and twinkle your eyes. Lunch comes between breakfast and dinner. Gonna somersault through the valley of sinners. Come and join hands for a waltzing hallelujah, and send hugs and kisses from a pigeon that flies. Save your prayers for Jesus, don't waste them away. Heaven shines through when it's cloudy and gray. Heaven shines through the gray and cloudy skies. Let the light touch upon you and twinkle your eyes. of sinners.
This next song is called This Magnificent Earth.
This magnificent earth, with its waves and tides, it's where I'll be born. It's where I have died. All the shapes and colors that fill my eyes. The holy balloon floats gently divine. This magnificent earth, beaming beautiful earth, hungry, awful, mean earth, level-headed, good earth, greedy, scummy, old earth, pretty, funny, old earth, blue, velvety earth, this magnificent earth. The buffalo fly with the wind blowing fine, and satellites shoot some kind of design. When time turns around again and lifts up the slack, this magnificent earth, I'm riding at last. This magnificent earth, beaming beautiful earth, hungry, awful, mean earth, level-headed, good earth, greedy, scummy, old earth, pretty, funny, old earth, blue, velvety earth, this magnificent earth, this magnificent earth, beaming beautiful earth, hungry, awful, mean earth, level-headed, good earth, greedy, scummy, old earth, pretty, funny, old earth, blue, velvety earth, this magnificent earth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ohio Wild, everybody. I hope you enjoyed their music. Allison, it was great to have you on the show.
Thank
Jim,
you.
thank you so much. It was an honor to have you. If you want to hear more, make sure that you hit their Apple Music, SoundCloud, or Spotify. And to follow up on new events that they have going on, make sure that you go to their Instagram or Facebook page. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, hang loose.